Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, dear traders. Welcome to InstaForex TV studio. Here is the fresh economic news with us, Tahmina Salomova
and Kate Tikhina.
You are watching the overview of Forex and commodity markets for the last week.
What trends were seen in the Forex market last week?
The US currency traded in positive territory on Friday.
And what supported the dollar?
Wage growth data provided a modest lift for the US currency. The Labor Department said the US economy created 201,000 new jobs in August, while the unemployment rate was left unchanged at an 18-year low of 3.9%. The main event for traders, however, was the wage component, which showed a 0.4% monthly increase, topping expectations for a 0.2% rise. Year-over-year wage growth was 2.9%, the fastest since June 2009. The euro traded at $1.1561 versus $1.1621, just ahead of the data, and a level of $1.1601 seen on Friday the previous week. The dollar index rose to 95.40. The ICE dollar gauge is up by more than 3% year to date. In another sizable currency swing, the Australian dollar fell to a 2.5-year low of $0.7098, as the trade fallout between the United States and China continues to weigh on the commodity-dependent currency. Friday's move put the Aussie down by 8.8% year-to-date against the greenback. Meanwhile, Bitcoin, the world's largest cryptocurrency, lost more than 15% from last Wednesday to Friday, tumbling to a two-week low of $6,279.08. The general consensus was a two-day sell-off resulted from a report that Goldman Sachs had put its crypto venture on hold, citing regulatory uncertainty. However, late Thursday, a senior executive at Goldman Sachs Group debunked the report, called it fake news. This is all I had to say about currency trends and what trends prevailed during crude oil and gold trades.
Oil prices fell on Friday for the third trade session.
And what factors set the tone of trading?
Prices were weighed down by strong dollar weakness in the equity markets and Tropical Storm Gordon's smaller than expected impact on the US Gulf Coast oil production. US West Texas Intermediate crude futures fell by 2 cents to $67.75 per barrel. For the week, WTI lost more than 3.5% and Brent declined by 1.6%. Gold futures ended low on Friday. Strong US jobs data provided a boost to the dollar and supported expectations for further interest rate hikes this year. December gold futures fell to $1,240 an ounce, with the precious metal lodging a weekly decline of about 0.5%. Futures prices have now posted weekly declines in 8 out of 9 weeks.
Tahmina, thank you for the overview of the commodity market. You've watched the weekly overview of the Forex and commodity markets prepared by InstaForex TV
and presented to you by Kate Tikhina
and by Tahmina Salomova.
Good luck, see you later.
Goodbye.